Hey everyone, welcome to Habit Dragon Hand Drawings. Today I'm going to be redoing my Scorpion tutorial and hopefully putting some better quality and easier stuff out there for you guys to work with. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm just now starting. Oh, forgot the screen share. All right, I'm just now starting in visual art, and I got a drawing tablet, and I'm using GIMP as my program that I'm using with it in order to draw. And I'm really happy with it so far. For those of you who are looking into getting more serious with art, I really recommend a drawing tablet. It opens up a lot of windows, and it bridges the gap between conventional and digital art. So a scorpion is a type of arachnid, and first of all, we're going to draw an action line. Like so. This is going to be our action line. And arachnids have 8 legs. And I'm confused on scorpions because they seem to have, well, some species seem to have 6 legs and their pinchers in front, and others seem to have 8 legs and their pinchers in front. So I'm not sure exactly why that is. But let's go ahead and get started blocking in. The body is going to be stretching. I'm just going to draw an oval following my action line. The body is going to be stretching from about right here to up here, and that includes the head. And then the tail is going to have that stinger on it. It's going to curve back. And the tail is going to have sections on it. I'll just go ahead and block those in. With just little ovals. And there's going to be one on top of the stinger about right here, I think. And then that's going to connect to these. Oops. So yeah, I'm just going to continue blocking these in. Like so. And the body is also going to be divided into sections. I'm going to have one line right here, another up here. It's just going to keep on being divided into sections like this. Now let's go ahead and block in the legs and pinchers. So the pinchers come out, and pretty sure they have 3 sections to them. Let me go ahead and look at that. Make our drawings realistic, not just looking good. But yeah, I think they have the 2 arm sections and then the actual pinchers. Yeah. But we're gonna make our arms coming back like this, then forward, then the pincher. And as far as the legs, we gotta decide whether we're gonna draw one with 4 legs or I mean 8 legs or 6 legs. Because sometimes it's kind of hard to tell which one they have. A lot of species have 8 legs, so I'm going to go ahead and do 8 legs. So they all seem to start from down here, come up, and that section, that section, that section, and then that section. And then draw another one. And another one, even smaller. And finally one more that's the smallest. And back here, gonna go ahead and make it like that, and then like that, and then the perspective is hard on this to make it look like the legs are in the right position. And then there's gonna be one like right there or something. Not too bad, not too bad. It'll look better once we add the details. So yeah, I'm just cleaning this up, getting rid of all those extra lines. And I realize that this line, my action line is a little bit off center right here. So do that. And then the face of a scorpion is interesting. I'm gonna draw draw this shape right here, like a couple of ovals. And then kind of a oval right here. And then the fangs are going to come down like this right here. And this oval I drew right here, that's where the eyes go. Let's get to the claws now. And this section right here isn't going to be very thick, but it's just going to be kind of like a small oval right there. And then this section is actually going to be a little bit thicker. And then I'm going to draw a big oval right here for the claw. And what's going to happen with that is I'm going to go ahead and draw them open. Let's see. Yeah. I'm going to have one piece of the claw coming out like this. And one piece of the claw coming out like this. And then this big hump right here. Actually, that's in kind of an awkward position. So I think I'm going to draw that to where you can see it better. Draw that big oval, first of all. And then I guess I'll just have it coming out straight like this. And the top, this top claw right here is the one that's connected to the big oval. And then the bottom claw is coming out. It's like hinged with it. So that's blocked in. And then we'll come out here, draw that same first oval, and then a slightly bigger oval right here. And then that big claw oval. And this one is going to be kind of tricky. I'm going to make it coming out like this. And I'm still kind of working with these positions. The positions on the claws can be kind of tough. But I think that looks pretty good. So again, the top claw, hold on a sec. This needs to be curving down, not up. Yeah, there we go. Top claw is going to be connected to that big hump like this, and then the bottom one is going to be hinged. All right. Now let's start adding a little bit of thickness to the legs. And each section on the legs is going to be an oval. And it's thick, kind of like a human leg. It's thick in the middle and then gets thin where it goes out to the joint. And I didn't block this last leg in very well. And what I noticed with a scorpion's legs is that they're not like standing up like a spider's legs are. They're kind of curved back. So I know that makes absolutely no sense right now, but you'll see what I mean in a minute. So instead of them looking like they're supporting the scorpion, they're actually like laid back a little bit. It's interesting. So I'm going to have this leg coming up a little bit more and then doing this. And then again with this leg. Again with this leg. And this looks really messy and bad right now, so I'm going to clean it up a little bit so I can see what I'm doing. And I'm thinking I might be making them too long. Legs, I think the legs are the hardest part on pretty much any animal, the legs and feet. So it can take a minute to get your right position and all that. And yeah, I think I'm making them too long. So let's go ahead and take a break from the legs a minute. I'm just going to go ahead and erase them. We'll do some more detail on the body real quick. That's one thing you can do when you're stuck on one part of your drawing, is just to take a break from it real fast. So yeah, let's go ahead and add some detail on this body. And these lines right here, they're great because they're not only are they realistic, I mean, like they're on all the scorpions you see, but they also show some great some great oh, what do you call it? Uh, oh man, I used to know this term. Uh, they show great uh, like they show the circularness on the scorpion's body, which is awesome. Lines like this are really important to get them right because they they show that they show they really help with the 3D feel to your drawing. And I still can't remember that one word I was trying to think of. Contour, yeah. They show the contour of the scorpion's body. So I'm gonna make them. I'm gonna make a few more of them. And the tricky thing is that as the scorpion's body goes up, they're gonna. I'm pretty sure they're gonna switch directions. They might not. Let me rethink this a minute. Yeah, because up here they'll be looking like this. And that's one of the tricky things with contour. So I'm gonna start from right here now, and then draw just like a straight line right here. And I think that works pretty well. It's definitely messy, but I think I'm wrong like this about this. It is very common that you have to you have to um, switch the direction of your contour. But on this one, I don't think I have to. I think it looks fine without it. So just keep on cruising with that same shape. until finally you get to that last one and smooth it out like so. Okay, that looks pretty good. Although I think I am going to erase that last one that I made because the final section is a bit bigger than all the others. So yeah, messy still, but it'll look good in a minute. And then the eyes up here. I know where they are. I've already blocked them in, so I can go ahead and erase my circle right here. And so they're going to be following kind of a shape like an upside down heart, like this. And then the actual eyes are going to be like right here. And this looks really weird right now. Or are they going to be like right there? I know there's probably several eyes on each scorpion. So yeah, there we go. So there's a couple eyes right there. And then I think there's a few more up here. So we'll just do that for now. And then let's add some more detail to the claws. Or no, let's go back to the tail. So one of the cool thing about scorpion tails is they're kind of like a mix between a sphere and a cube. Like, so they have a little bit of an edge to them. Each section does, but they are also a little bit circular, like that. So just keep on doing that for all your sections. Adding that 3D look to them. And then as it gets closer to the top, you're going to see less and less of that front side right here until it disappears, and all you see is this one edge. And this shape right here is a little bit off. Because it looks like it's kind of disconnected from the rest of the tail. So I'm going to go ahead and erase it, do a little bit better of a job on it. There we go. That's about all we need because that front section finally disappears right there. And then you start seeing a back section. Like so. doing my best here to make it look like it's all part of one tail. But this section in the middle is a little bit longer and it kind of throws it off. All right, and then for the stinger, the tip is going to be really long and skinny, and then it's going to get back into that oval right here. And it's basically just a elongated teardrop shape right there. And that looks pretty good. I like the way that looks. Although uh, this shape right here is showing a little bit too much of the front. That perspective, if you don't get it right on something like this, it can really just throw the whole drawing off and make it look, make the 3D effect go completely away. And that's why I was spending so much time on it. So I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing for the claws because they kind of have the same shape as these. They have that kind of edge right there, like so. And then that edge right there to give them a kind of 3D cube looking shape, but at the same time they're circular. And make sure to put that joint in there. Now, I know when you're looking at a scorpion from the top, it looks like the legs are just completely flat. But I'm going to take another try at the legs here. So I'm going to start with this back one. It's going to come up and aim down like this. Then do that number. And again right here. And this one right here is going to be really flat looking like this. And then you're not going to be able to see a whole lot of the other one except for peeking out like right here. And yeah, it's going to be mostly covered by this big arm. Maybe that's why it's confusing with some scorpions. Maybe they all have 8 legs, but their last leg is just hidden by their big claw up here. Oh, and I forgot to make this joint right here skinny because the joints are always skinny. Like on a human, it doesn't just meld in with the. Well, this would be like the hand. It doesn't. The arm doesn't just like meld in with the hand. The joints it gets to the joint, and the joint is skinnier, and then it goes out into the hand, and this way it goes out into the arm. It gets a little bit bigger, and of course on a scorpion it's a little different, but still that joint is going to be skinnier, and it's not going to just meld straight into the claw. Now, of course, we have to add the jagged points on the claw of the scorpion. That looks bad. Let's see if we can get this right. All right. Now, I see a lot of scorpions don't really have very big points, but the ones with the bigger claws, they do have rather large um, jagged edges on their claws. I've heard the rule of thumb is that on a scorpion, if it has big claws and a small tail, then it isn't going to be as poisonous. But if it has small claws and a bigger tail, then it's going to be it could very well be poisonous. So this guy that we're making right here is probably not poisonous. See, he's got some pretty big, wicked-looking claws. All right, let's go ahead and, well, we can block in the legs back here. And now we need to start adding the thickness to the legs. And this is where I found that my legs were totally messed up in their positions last time. But I think I got it right this time, so let's go ahead and add this thickness. And then this last section right here is going to be divided into several sections, kind of like an insect's leg. And one more time right here. Drawing the legs of an insect or arachnid definitely takes patience because it's just basically the same thing over and over again. And this leg, the last leg, is going to be hidden by the claw. And then there's going to be that section right there. Go on adding that thickness. One nice thing about doing tutorials on a drawing tablet is that you guys don't have to worry about my hand getting in the way all the time. Because that was a little bit of a problem that I had a hard time moving my hand out of the way when I needed to. I would always forget, and then I would cover up most of my drawing with my hand. But now you guys aren't seeing the way my hand is moving, but you're still, you're watching me draw, and you can follow my movements on paper, but my hand's not going to be in the way, and I can do more things on my drawing tablet also. All right, I think we're about ready to start adding shading. I think I'm going to have the sun coming from up here. So, yeah, let's go ahead and start. I'm going to size up my brush a little bit, but turn it to gray, dark gray. And then if the sun's coming up here, then this side of this leg or claw or arm or whatever is going to be shaded. And also right here. But the bottom right here of this and right here is going to be shaded. And down there. And then there's definitely going to be a nice separation shadow between and go ahead and I didn't make that line like that. Okay. And then I'm going to do the same over here on this claw. There's going to be a little bit of a shadow right here, and then a separation shadow uh, right there to kind of really give that appearance that this bottom claw is separated from the top claw. And then I'm going to start shading all the legs. They're really messy, so I'm going to go ahead and stop shading a minute and clean them up. Sorry about this, guys. Oops. Ah! All right, sorry about that. Yeah, so I'm going to clean up these lines right here. Just go ahead and erase most of it. Just to make it lighter so I don't have a bunch of dark lines that are confusing. And then take my pencil and just do a nice defined line. And these little sections down here are kind of difficult to draw, so I'm going to give another try at them. I just go ahead and draw a line like that. It looks better than what I was doing. There we go, I'm starting to get it. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and outline the rest of mine, or the rest of the legs. And now those are ready to shade, and now I need to clean up these back here. They don't need a whole lot of detail. Just giving the eye, or giving the eye an idea of where they are, uh, works pretty well. So that works right there. And now I can get back to the shading. So yeah, I was shading this, shading that. Go ahead and give these a little bit of shade. And then the legs, just the bottom side of each leg. And that looks pretty good. Now I start shading like the tail and the head for the body. And the body's going to need quite a bit of shading just because it's like it has tone to it. So don't be afraid to put a little more shading on it to give it the appearance of uh, having a little bit of color. And then the white parts are kind of a little bit more like reflections. And you can make your actual places that you would normally shade darker. And then the tail is going to be a little bit tricky to shade, especially this one right here because the sun's like right there, so there's no actual place that you. It's right here a little bit, and oh yeah, a little cast shadow from this tail piece coming down to right there, and then I guess a little bit right there is all we can really do on that. But this one definitely has shading right here, as does this one, and this one, and this one. And this one just has a little bit of shade of shadow. And then this one right here starts getting shaded up there, yeah, shaded on the back, as well as the stinger. And now we're about done. All I have left to do is just take my eraser and clean up a bunch of those extra lines and places that look like they're shaded, but they don't need to be. Maybe add a little bit of a darker line to them. And this process takes a minute. I'm sorry I'm not talking through the whole thing, but just so much of it, it's hard to talk through the whole thing. I'm watching other people do their tutorials and stuff. a lot of times they'll say that the hardest part is just talking the entire time while you're doing your video. Well, maybe not the hardest part, but they say it's hard. And that about wraps it up, except for a cast shadow below it. Still a little bit of cleaning up to do. Make it look nice. Make it kind of look like it's inked in a little bit by doing this, taking care of these extra lines, and giving a nice uniform line. All right, and that's about what. Right, so let's go ahead and add our cast shadow under our scorpion. So just a little gray spot coming out from each of these areas, or each of these legs, to the main blotch down here. Oh, and I forgot. It's going to be a little bit over this way because the sun is coming down here, so the shadow is going to be in front of the scorpion. Doesn't have to follow every single curve or anything. Well, I'd say that's about right. A little bit of a shadow down here. And if you wanted to go all out, you could draw whatever the scorpion is hunting down right here. I know they like to eat beetles and stuff. All right. Looks pretty good. Let's sign our work. And for some reason, my pencil's not working. There we go. Okay. That was a bit odd. And there we go. There is our scorpion. I'm going to go ahead and save it real quick. I can do that later. All right, everyone. I hope you enjoyed that tutorial. I know it was long. Sorry about that. I'm going to be deleting my old scorpion tutorial now, and hope to come out with more videos soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.